Nothing that you can say and nothing that you can do, nothing that you can change will make you any more wise, any more beautiful, any closer to life or love. The things that we change and the things that we do are for entertainment. They're parts of the character story we're playing, which is a wonderful aspect of being human. And it's no different. The substance of being human and the context of our lives and the things we do and who we are and how we dress and how we speak, it's no different from the fundamental fabric of unity. There is no difference. Thinking that there is a difference, we're able to create one. But that play is complete. And because it's complete, it can't be any more true, any more beautiful, any more wise. You've known this since you were born, and who knows? Maybe you've been it without knowing it. This is beyond a knowing. The knowing that I'm talking about that you have is beyond the knowing of the head. You've known this forever. But you've walked in different sized shoes. As a 5-year-old, you act like a 5-year-old. A 5-year-old is as wise as a 5-year-old can be. A 5-year-old is as beautiful as a 5-year-old can be. The 5-year-old that you were was as wise and beautiful as you could possibly have been, and nothing could have changed that. As a 15-year-old, you were as wise and as beautiful and as truthful as you could possibly have been. And you were all of the other things you were. All of the emotions you felt, all of the thoughts, all of the actions, all of the relationships, all of the dreams, all of the heartbreaks, all of the wrongdoings and realizations. There's no difference between the wisdom and the substance of what you really are and what you're made of, and the exact experience you're having. There is no difference between the heaven that they talk about and the hell that they talk about, and the exact experience that you're having. It is all here, all now. Now, here, it's a place, and the place is you. A lot of us talk about this stuff in weaving, winding ways that deceive people, but that's part of the game as well. We talk about the steps to get from A to B. We talk about the boxes that must be ticked before you can experience a certain thing. Those things may be true for some, and they may not be true for others. The things that I share with you and the specific practical knowledge that I offer may be very helpful for you, and it may not be helpful for others. This isn't something that I can control. This isn't something that I need to control. It may be the case that you're already complete and you know it, rather than being complete and not knowing it. And that watching my content becomes a way for you to distract yourself from your completeness. It may be the case that you misunderstand what I say. It may be the case that you use this to put between yourself and what you already are to create a fracture. Why would you do this? Because it's part of your story. Because that's what the cosmos did to create you. And that's what we all do to maintain the experience of separate selves. No matter what you do, you're still the fabric. It's still complete. So you can change whatever you want to change. You can play with whatever you want to play with, but know that at the deepest level, it's still okay. And at the deepest level, this is eternal. On the superficial levels, it's always changing, constantly changing. So much so that if we grip onto the idea that we can understand it for more than a infinitely small fraction of a moment, then we've already lost it. If I think I understand, if I think I know, if I think I have it, then by the time I recognize that thought, it's already gone. This is the pace at which living life moves and the way humanity sings, dances, and fights and creates. The world of things that are born and the world of things that are dying is one which cannot be kept up with because it's slower. It's slower than the part of you which is already here and has no idea and doesn't need to because you're it. So this is the funny thing about it, we just play, we explore, we fight, we suffer, we drop through the layers, we pass through the layers. We imagine layers when there aren't any, and we imagine layers and then think that if there are layers, then there isn't wholeness. Well, there can be layers and wholeness. There can be sadness and immense beauty and immense love. There can be a running out of time, and there can be a sense of timelessness. There can be pain, and there can be joy at the same time. And we think that pain is the limiter of joy. We think that sadness is the limiter of happiness. We think that grief is the limiter of love. And they're the same thing. They are the same thing, experienced in different ways. I know grief well, that's why I speak about it. I speak about this stuff not because I'm trying to teach you something, I'm just celebrating what is. I'm just celebrating the way things are, and maybe you'll enjoy it. And if you don't, that's okay. Grief is no different from love, and to love well, you must grieve well, because true love does not need to be certain, and true love does not need to control or steer anything, because true love is not conditional. So nothing you could do or change would make there be more love or less love. So love has no need to understand. Love has no need to be certain. Love has no need to choose a fork in the road. In fact, it has no need to create one. And so when we confront these forks in the road and we think that we can make a mistake that's going to hurt the deepest, most vital part of us, that's not possible. We can only think ourselves into mistakes. And when you grieve, what you're learning is that they weren't the thing that brought the love. The grief is the tearing apart of the bandage of denial, which you found yourself wrapped in, because someone thought that your soul was too fragile to feel life, because someone was afraid of feeling their own life. In fact, at your youngest, you are most capable of seeing and processing truth. At your youngest, you are your strongest. At your most fragile, you are your most powerful. At your most clueless, you are your most wise. And it's through all these layers of falling and falling and falling and smashing through the glass of your mind and smashing through the glass of your mind and feeling the splinters of your mind lodged in your soft, living, breathing tissues that you start to realize that the mind is an invention. And it's a beautiful invention. It's like an artwork. But it's not something to fix or to control. It's irrelevant, and it's part of the picture. Enjoy your mind. Enjoy the fact that you are missing someone. Enjoy the fact that you can have this idea that there is a someone to miss. Enjoy the fact that you got to play the drama and the romance of thinking that they were so different from you. Enjoy the fact that you thought they were giving you your power, your creativity, your sense of safety, your sense of home, and enjoy the fact that in realizing that's not the case, the pain is leading you closer to the truth that those things are you and existed within you all along. Enjoy the fact that you are both the light that illuminates the truth and the mirror which shines the light back. And in our relationships, we serve as both roles. We shine and we radiate, we create life, we create love, we create it in separateness by offering it to one another, and we also reflect it back. Wait, come here. No, come on. So savor it. That's what I'm saying, guys. Savor it. Savor it. Being human is not different from being everything. That's it. That's all you need to know. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I didn't read this in a book. I don't know this because I understand it. I know this because it's me, and because I've felt it through me, and because I've lost people. I've lost my father, I've lost my brother, I've lost romantic partners, like both to death and to just the distance of lives that go in different directions. And I've had to sober up. Had to sober up from the unkindness to myself, from the pretending that means that I'm any less and they're any less, or that we're diminished in any way through our losses. It's not true that we're diminished through our losses. It's true that the illusions are diminished through our losses. And this is why a deep part of you, whenever you go through something incredibly, incredibly challenging, a deep part of you is also relieved. And you know this is true. You know that a deep part of you finally feels like it's at home, because it's very quiet there. It's very quiet. Let that be a sign. Where does this lead? Where does it leave you? What does it mean for your life? If you do feel and understand this, well, let that go. That's the first thing. If life starts to become more harmonious and feels more like nectar dripping through you, then know that that's meant for you. And if life feels like razor blades, then know that that's meant for you. And it's you revealing yourself to yourself. I think that's all I've got to say. I think I'm going to go and have some food. Feeling hungry.